welcome back. Another episode of What's Trending. I'm Randy Filiault.
And I'm Deb Hamel.
And we have another week of exciting adventures to share with you.
Yes, we do.
But before we get to our exciting adventures of what we did, the declarations of filing closed yesterday for City Council and Mayor for the City of Keene.
Let's hear what we've got.
And I'll tell you, this is probably about the largest turnout we've had for running for Mayor and Council that I can remember in a long, long time.
They're copying the Republicans.
You know, they're all getting interested. The great thing about the city election is they're nonpartisan.
They are nonpartisan.
So there's no D's and no R's that we know of. And with that said, all 5 wards are being contested, which is great because a lot of times, I think 2 years ago, like 3 out of the 5 or 4 out of the 5 were uncontested.
Oh. So it's just an easy win.
They all have, it used to be.
I like a good fight.
I know you do. I know. As long as you win, you like the fight.
I usually win.
And anyhow, in Ward 1 and in Ward 2, 3 people are running. So there actually is a reason for a primary this year. In the mayoral race, there's 3 people running. So a person's going to get booted off there in the primary. And Councillor at Large, which is where I sit, 5 people win and 14 are running.
All right.
It's like, yeah.
That's
so,
great.
Going to be a little bit of campaigning going on.
All
so
right.
The good news is a lot of people get interested.
I love it.
So all kinds of cast of characters. I get the list in front of me. And
any surprises, any new people?
Yeah, I mean, there's some names that I'm familiar with. There's a couple of, even though they don't have D's and R's beside the name, there's a couple of people that I recognize that are D's, and there's a couple that are R's. And like every election, there's 4 or 5, the free Keeners put their names in, but hey, they put their names in. It's up to the voters to decide who they want. So the good news is we have a lot of people running.
Love
it. The primary is the first week of October, and then the general election is the first week of November. So it's coming up soon.
Star of the day, who will it be?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's funny, Holly and I were talking about it this morning, that the primary, you go stand at the polls like we all do.
Yes, I remember that.
And a lot of times it's the first week of October. It's usually a very warm day. Mid-70s, really nice out. And then you get to the first week of November for the general election.
Burr.
And it can either be one of those, it's not a bad day. I swear to God, it sleets more times on the election day than any other time.
Right.
And your feet get cold, but no excuse.
No excuses.
You have to vote.
You have to vote.
You have to vote. You can't, as much as people complain, and we're both involved in politics, we hear the complaints.
We hear all the complaints, and they're the ones that don't go out and vote. And
Never.
New Hampshire is odd because it's a state of, the residency is odd. It's like where you're domiciled. So, meaning if kids are in Keene State, they can write down, well, that's where I live most of the time, and then they can go vote.
Usually, now this particular year is the local elections. Obviously, we don't have the presidential primaries not till January.
Yes.
But in local elections, typically, even though a lot of the college kids live in Ward 1, they don't usually vote for local elections. They don't pay any attention to it.
Well,
But
unless the Dems in Cheshire County want to win, and then they bring a bus over with pizza and beer and bring the kids over to vote.
Pizza and beer.
Yeah.
They haven't brought me pizza or beer. I would have voted twice. So that's coming up. And, good luck to all the candidates that are running. Better luck to some than others. But it's great to see a lot of people involved. I'm sure there'll be some debates that are being put together, even the local debates,
I'd love to moderate a debate.
Yeah.
I think I'd be, well, I've done it before.
It would be entertaining.
Oh, it would. What would I wear?
Of course.
Of course.
Of course.
I'd wear camo so they don't know it's me.
So that's the local stuff.
Okay.
And as we roll along to politics, I heard through the grapevine, a little birdie, that you've landed on a candidate.
I have landed on a candidate.
And you are going to get
Jeb.
You notice how they say, I joked with you about this online, they say, Jeb, what's your last name? Shh.
No.
We don't want to do the last name.
So his last name is Bush. That's great. But he was on Steve Colbert last night.
He was.
They asked him a pointed question, how do you differ from your brother? And I liked his answer. He's more fiscally conservative than W was in his last 3 years. I'm fiscally conservative. I wish I'd be more fiscally conservative with my own checkbook.
Yeah.
I should hire Jeb. But I have been asked, it's official, I am part of Jeb Bush's leadership team. Tomorrow I go to his headquarters in Manchester. We go to a business where he will unveil his tax plan in Exeter. And then he has a town hall meeting in Salem.
That's funny. Good old Exeter, incident at Exeter. Actually, one of these union leaders right there in front of you.
Did it happen in Exeter?
Did it happen in Exeter? UFOs and aliens over in Exeter. And they actually had a celebration over there because in Exeter they like aliens. The question is, were they illegal aliens? They didn't come over the border. They came from up there.
Oh, from Canada.
No, up there. No,
from the
up there,
skies.
from the sky. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so that's why.
Get it?
That's why Jeb's going to Exeter. You know, the aliens.
It's going to be fun. I'm excited.
Yeah.
And who knows? Maybe he'll ask me to be part of the Foundation for Educational Excellence in Florida, or on his national team, and then I'm out of here. I'm moving back to Florida. See ya.
Oh, so there's a method to your madness.
There always is a method to my madness.
Winter's coming, and you're like, even though she likes Jeb, you know, she's like, you know, I like Florida better than Washington, so why don't you do well, but lose, and take me with you back to Florida?
No. I think we're going to do it.
I think that when all is said and done, as far as your Republican Party goes, I do think that it is not going to be Trump. I think it's going to be either your man Bush or Kasich. I really do. I think the two experienced but yet moderate, you know, candidates going to come forward. You can't either party.
I think the bluster is going to burn out.
Yeah.
With Trump, and I was Trump, and then I got annoyed, and then I was Kasich, and then it was like boom. I looked at everything that Jeb was talking about, especially the educational programs that he's done, everything he did in Florida, and that's why I went there. And we differ than a regular news program or something because of the fact that we are local access, so we're allowed to say.
We can say whatever we want to say.
Can we?
We can. We can say.
Get the beep button ready, Rick.
Yeah. Well, see, the thing is, yeah, we tape on Wednesday, then it airs Wednesday evening, and then on Friday. So, yeah, they can always beep us out back there.
They can always beep.
So say anything you want to say, and don't worry about it.
Okay.
It'll never come back to haunt you.
They're nervous in the control booth there. You know, I was surprised. John McCain is going to be supporting Lindsey Graham.
Whatever.
That was odd to me.
I didn't even know Lindsey Graham was still in the race. I mean, that says something right there.
He's at 0.something%. But with that many candidates.
Nowhere to go but up, though.
I mean, it's a crazy election. And, I mean, you've got Biden, who's polling way up there, and he's not even running. But he has to announce by December. He can't just ride this thing out for another 6 months with a feel-good thing. If he doesn't announce by December, I believe he loses 1,500 potential delegates by missing out being on states' ballots. And altogether, you need 2,232 delegates to get the nod.
Yeah, I honestly don't know if he's getting it.
I don't think he's going to do it.
You know, it sounds like, I mean, if he gets in, you know he really wants to get involved. Because of, his son passing away.
Yeah.
And whether, people like him being a Democrat or not, or his positions, he's a genuinely a nice guy.
He is a nice guy. He's funny.
Yeah, he is. He's a little off the cuff without being mean like a Trump.
And Rick Perry has lost his South Carolina headquarters. They shuttered it up.
Yeah. I mean, I don't even know why he's even bothering being out there.
No fun. Lawrence Lessig and Lincoln Chafee are in New Hampshire today. Lessig is in Claremont.
Yeah.
Do you like either one of them?
No.
No?
I mean,
I'm yelling. I don't know why I'm yelling.
Yeah, you're always yelling. You've got to be here in the studio and hear this even before we go on the air.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Hey, Randy! What? And that's on Facebook. I pick up my phone and my Facebook yells at me, and it's her.
It is.
But I do applaud you for getting involved in a candidate. You find somebody you believe in, and you get in there.
And it says a lot because a lot of times, the only time people usually get on early is if it's a big candidate. Like right now, Trump is big. Carly's big, this one's big. But me doing this shows that I really mean it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Because he's been faltering and this and that. But I don't know. I'm sticking with him.
Yep.
He's my guy.
And if your guy wins, all I expect you to do is get me invited up to Kennebunkport and,
Oh, we can do that.
I mean, I'll drink the Republicans' beer. I have no problem with that whatsoever.
Okay.
Okay.
It's a done deal.
And speaking of that.
Yes.
My wife Holly and I were over in Rye, New Hampshire over the weekend on the holiday. And yes, we were invited to former Massachusetts Senator Scott Brown's house. And it was for a John Kasich event.
Yes.
Because as people know, and they've heard me say here, I respect him. He's a moderate.
He is.
And a lot of the things that he stands for, I would not have a problem with as a president. But my main reason is that I wanted to speak to him again was the heroin issue in Keene. And
did you get to speak with him?
I did.
Good.
I did. I get to speak to him for a little bit, and I like Ohio's policy on that. So it was a great combination. You're at Rye Beach anyhow on a beautiful weekend, Labor Day weekend.
Right.
And then you get to go up to, Scott Brown's house and listen to the candidate. And for those who are wondering about Scott Brown's house, you hear, Rye, New Hampshire, near the beach. You're expecting like a big mansion. It's not. It was a very simple, small house. And I actually got to go inside and look around. I peered around in there a little bit. That's
just his summer home.
Joe anybody.
Right.
I don't know if he still owns any homes down in Mass or whatever. But anyhow, leaving all politics aside, him and his wife were Gail were very polite,
gracious.
He knows we're Democrats, and we actually joked about it. He asked me, how are the 3 Republicans back in Keene still doing? So I said, I don't know. I think all 3 of them moved. But
I came back.
But it was a great event. Had a barbecue going. They had food, beer, soda.
And that's what it's called. It's called the Scott Brown No BS
No
Barbecue.
BS backyard barbecue.
Backyard barbecue.
Yeah.
He has invited every candidate, and I believe every Republican candidate has said that they will go there. Christie was there yesterday.
Yeah, Christie showed up, and
I like Christie
they
too.
asked if we wanted to, go back and attend, drive back over to Rye and
You
see.
should have just stayed overnight, you cheapskate.
Yeah, well, that thing called work gets in the way.
Work.
My checkbook going to zero, and I was like, darn,
Huh.
got to go back to work.
I don't know that feeling.
Well, yeah. That's why you're jumping on board this train. You're saying, hey.
Ride in that train.
Yeah. So you highly paid?
Highly paid, just like I am here.
Yeah, exactly. It cost us to be here.
Fiegel. Fiegel Markham.
So, interesting weekend, for both of us. And it's a lot of fun because the candidates are everywhere now.
Yes.
You can't go outside of the house or go through past Dunkin' Donuts without bumping into somebody running for president.
I love it.
So it's pretty cool.
I love it.
So that was fun. And I see where you just mentioned it, where Jeb was on the new Colbert show.
Yes.
So what do him and I have in common? We've both been on Colbert's show. That was on the Colbert Report back when it was the Colbert Report.
Why?
You haven't even seen that one, huh? It's a big thing to do.
We'll have to put that on our what's trending.
You just
Facebook.
go to YouTube. All you gotta do is go to YouTube and hit Colbert Report, free Keeners.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
Now I know what you're
Yeah,
talking
you know
about.
what I'm talking about?
Now I know.
So, Jeb and I were, kind of that same level. We both have about the same chance of winning the presidency.
We're gonna do it.
It's all good.
We're gonna do it. Deb for Jeb. Jeb.
That's why that's why you're doing it for because it looked better on the button. Because you went Deb for Trump. Oh, that just doesn't sound good. Deb for Jeb, and that worked.
And I was on George W.'s political team, New Hampshire leadership
You're really
team of
gonna-
education back then, and I had a pin.
You're really gonna
And you know
admit
what the
that?
pin said? And I still have it. It said, "Love ya, W." So.
And then after he finally get out of being a president, see the button said, "What the hell did I do that for?"
No. Never would say that.
Okay.
Never. Next.
You're loyal.
I am.
Anyhow, following that around. Oh, it's interesting when I was talking to Scott Brown. He said, "Yeah, I love Keene, beautiful city. Been over a few times." He goes, "I do remember the one time that I was over there and looking at some pumpkins." And he goes, and I looked down a side street, and he's like, "There's a riot going on."
No way.
And the handler that was with him, he said, tried to say, "Oh no, there's nothing going on." He said, "No, those are police. That's tear gas." He goes, "That's a riot."
Crazy
So,
times.
Hey, at least he remembered Keene.
Yes.
We gave him something to remember.
Gave him something to remember.
Speaking about political candidates,
Yes.
Interesting. I was watching a couple of things, and I want to give a kudos. And I try not to watch Fox News because I don't want my brain to turn to mush any more than it is now. Mike Wallace, one of the reporters on there, I just happened to I had heard a report and I flipped onto it, and Dick Cheney was on.
Yes,
Yeah.
with his wife.
The one that I saw, his wife wasn't on. There's old Dick snarling and growling that everybody in the world
is Dick
stinks
Cheney.
except him.
When he talks,
But
he's like
anyhow,
this.
they were talking about Mike Wallace mentioned that from 2007 to 2009, Iran went from 0 centrifuges to 500, basically what you can make nuclear weapons from.
Right.
And Cheney looks up, he goes, "Yeah, that Donald Obama, he really screwed that up." And Wallace points out, he goes, "No, that was under your watch." And Cheney just literally, well, you have to watch it. And I checked it, it's on YouTube.
Yes.
If you go back and watch it, it's great because Like I said, you don't usually see a reporter. I
You
mean,
like
he's never going back to Fox now.
You like those gotcha things.
Because somebody asked him an intelligent question.
Oh, no.
You know, people like Cheney hate
Another good guy. Know him well. Know him well.
Oh,
So,
no. Don't even want to go there.
So, what do you think of this city clerk who is all over the news? It is what's trending. The city clerk, what's her name? Kim something.
Oh, from Kentucky? Is it from
An
Kentucky?
elected official, and she did not want to perform gay marriages. So people came in, there were television crews there, and she was right there, she didn't care. She's like, I'm not doing this. I'm not doing it. So she went to jail. So then yesterday she comes out, and it's like this big victory parade, like everyone just got off of a rocket ship, you know, landed on the moon.
Yeah, they got off a rocket ship.
And Huckabee's standing there and stuff. And it's like, wait, wasn't there another candidate there that was supposed to help her? Did you hear what happened?
He elbowed him out of the way.
Huckabee's aide just did the get out of the way, baby.
Well, you know what? Seeing, and I watched that, his, conference there. And it's probably good because Huckabee made such an ass out of himself. You probably don't want to be on the show with him. And I watch Morning Joe, political show in the morning when I can, which is good. It's a very moderate political show. And I like the shows that will bring both sides of the issues on. And they grilled.
Like this show.
They grilled Huckabee this morning.
Oh, yeah.
And they were basically just saying, he goes, well, that's her beliefs. We have to allow that. And he goes, okay, so if it had been a Muslim clerk and they were going to deny that particular clerk you're talking about her second marriage license because she didn't deem it moral, would you have backed her? Well, that's different.
Right.
Look, do your job.
Yeah.
Just do your job.
You do your job, what you're elected for. You know what it's all about.
Exactly.
It's not up to you. You can't pull a personal agenda in a position like that. You know what I mean? You have to have some tact and decorum, like a city councilor does. You know what I mean? Or something like that. You're elected. So the only way she could really get removed would be if she resigned her post, or if I don't know if it's called impeach or something. But she's not back in today yet. She'll probably be in tomorrow. If she refuses again, she's going back in the pokey.
And she should. It's contempt of court.
It is.
It's the Supreme Court passed a law. It's the law of the land.
It is.
You don't like it, then resign.
Right.
Go get a different job.
You don't like it, lump it.
Go be a marriage counselor. You're experienced at it.
And speaking of jail, Hillary Clinton, did you see the report on her? Was it on CBS or ABC? She's sitting there in a blue suit and she apologized. If you would have just done that the first time, the cover-up is always worse than the crime. Mm-hmm. But she teared up, actually. I think she got the tears from knowing that she's losing. But the first time I've seen her, she's going for a new look, to be demure and, and not as hard. She's going to be softer. But she had a lot of makeup on.
She is not a good campaigner. Would she make a good president? And I look at, actually, it was John Kasich mentioned that, the governor of Ohio, when we were speaking with him the other day and during his talk. He made a really valid point. When people run for office, they say anything.
Yes.
And I don't care if it's a city council, a town clerk, president of the U.S. You almost say things that you're thinking people want to hear, which is a mistake when you do that because you're going to get burned.
Promises.
Exactly. And Casey got a good point. He said if somebody like himself that's been in office for a while, mm-hmm. he goes, don't believe what I say, believe what I did.
That's right.
And
Amen.
And getting back to Hillary, do I think she'd be a good president if she was there?
No.
I do, and the reason that I say that is because if you look at the last time we had a surplus and a balanced budget, her husband was president. So with those policies...
What was the Congress at that time?
It varied. It was both.
I believe it was Republican.
You know what? Good point of that, and I will agree with something on that. And it goes to show sometimes partisanship works, because John Kasich was actually...
Bipartisanship.
It was, because John Kasich was one of the budget writers.
Yes.
And he worked with Clinton.
He did.
And when Kasich actually gives his talk, he goes, well, when I was in Washington, we had a balanced budget. He does not say it was a Democrat president, but he does say we had the balanced budget.
And that doesn't matter. It's the House and the Senate. There's a lot more people. The president is the one that takes the blame for everything, mm-hmm. But there's so many other people that are doing it. So.
Absolutely. And that's where bipartisanship works. I mean, it's like, look at you and I, just how much we get along.
Oh, yeah, we're bipartisanship right here. I'll tell you that right now.
I'll tell you what, we get along great.
Yeah.
Especially when you leave here.
Yeah, but our producer, Holly, told us we can't fight anymore.
We can't fight. Or did she mean we can't argue? We just can't physically fist fight anymore.
I don't know.
But your nails are long, so I'm
Aren't they? And I have bling on the pinkies. Look at that. Maybe I should get red, white, and blue American flags on them when I go tomorrow.
Yeah, doing one of these. Maybe you can get on the news like that clerk down there.
Oh boy. You
know?
know me, I probably will. I'll do
No
something.
doubt about that. You know what? You'll have to think up something. You'll have to think up something.
Think up something. I'll probably trip and fall walking in or something like that, And the Baltimore officials, did you hear about this? The riots and everything, the man that was thrown in the paddy wagon and then the broken spine neck. Baltimore officials have agreed to a $6.4 million settlement. $6.4 million that the city does.
For that money, throw me in the back of the paddy wagon and shake me up for a while.
I'll break your neck. We'll split it. Hey, I don't care. But you think about that, it's like, how can you sue a city or things like that? Like if this was Keene and something happened like that.
It's insurance. It's insurance. The cities have major insurance policies. It's basically insurance. The insurance company looks at it like they do any other claim. And Baltimore's
wrongdoing.
But yeah, Baltimore's insurance agents looked at that and they said, "Man, we're settling this one out of court." They just figured it was cheaper to settle.
So hopefully that'll stop the protests
It won't,
and
but
rioting.
at least
it won't because they just want to do that.
At least one family got. The problem is that family now they're gonna have a lot of new friends.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you get $6 million.
People are going to be robbing and looting their house looking for the cashito, right?
Exactly. Where's the cash?
My life matters.
Moving on to other candidates.
Yeah.
Bernie Sanders had a good point the other day when I was listening to Bernie. I like Bernie. because he sticks with this.
Bernie says free everything.
Yeah.
Free this, free that. Bernie Sanders.
Did have a good point though.
Okay, go ahead. I interrupted.
He mentioned that it wasn't that long ago, the #1 employer in the United States used to be General Motors.
I know who it is.
But the thing that he pointed out was, they were union, they had high pay, great benefits. People could actually retire and have a life after they got done putting in their 30 years or whatever.
Gotcha.
#1 employer in the United States now, Walmart. Let's see, we used to have GM, we used to make this much money. Now
and the government.
The
government's
also
a huge employer.
But the number one employer is Walmart. It goes to show that we need some bipartisanship in Washington to fix this. We can't have, even though, under Obama, the economy has come back substantially from when it was at its. But listen up before we start throwing punches here.
I'm getting ready. I'm doing that inhale, and it's like.
I can see the head twitching, the feet are going all over the place over here.
If you can see my foot shaking.
Yeah, I know. That's my knee that is kicking. But your largest employer can also be your lowest pay.
Right. I can agree.
Because even though they hire so many people, if you look at Walmart employees, most of them are on government subsidies. Which is unfortunate because if you look at the Waltons, they're like the richest people in the United States.
True.
I don't know how many billions.
In Arkansas.
Yeah.
That's where it's from, is Arkansas.
Huckabee, Arkansas, Walmart.
That's when I went, when Huckabee was the chairman of the Education Commission of the States. I went to a couple of conferences there in Little Rock, and that's when I flew in, and it was beautiful. Arkansas is absolutely gorgeous, and so I bought some properties. With Huckabee's blessing. Yeah, Boonville.
Yeah. Yep.
Good catfish in there, so I did a lot of that. Hey, here's a little odd story. I don't know how to say this correctly.
Every story you say is odd, but go ahead.
Homeopathy? Is that how you...
Natural products?
Natural products. Well, there was a homeopathy conference in Germany. Didn't turn out too well, because it's all about natural stuff, peace and love and this and that. Well, almost 30 delegates were rushed to the hospital with hallucinations. They tried an alternative medicine at the conference, and it was something called Heilpraktikas. That is the name of the group. And they were in Hamburg, Germany. They took an LSD-like drug and started suffering from hallucinations. 29 men and women were staggering around, rolling in a meadow, talking gibberish, and suffering severe cramps. Reminds me of my senior class party, It's like,
sounds like a Republican convention, walking around talking gibberish.
Trump, bing, 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 bing. That's like me. I'm always like, bam, boom, bada bing, bada boom.
Yeah.
But we're talking a lot about presidential politics, and we're probably boring everybody. Anything else happen? There was a big event in Keene that's grown bigger every year. Music Fest.
Yeah, let's talk about some fun stuff. We had the Music Fest downtown and the Art in the Park at the same time.
Art in the Park.
And they actually had a band down there playing also. So they're planning on the two groups now. They're going to coordinate that every year the two are on the same weekend together.
That's going to be Keene's next big thing.
And the great thing is, it went very well. We didn't have to close down, any of downtown. No riots.
Wow.
Restaurants and hotels were packed. You don't need to bring in 80,000 people from
Nah.
out of town to have a successful event.
Nor do we want to.
No.
Just bring in the money.
That's it. Just bring the cash.
That's
Spend
right.
the weekend.
It's a great
leave it.
tourism thing, no matter where in the country you are watching this show. Come to Keene. It's a beautiful city.
Absolutely. And of course now we have the movie event also that comes in, to all the theaters in Keene. The Monadnock. I had a little brain cramp. The Monadnock Film Festival. It comes in also. So we have a lot of good smaller events going on in Keene right now.
We do.
And with that said, putting a little plug for the Monadnock Pumpkin Festival that's coming up. It's going to be down the fairgrounds in October.
There's a low admission charge.
Yep.
They're even going to have a pumpkin catapult.
And a couple of people said to me, well, gee, why is there an admission charge? It's like, because the taxpayers don't have to fund it.
Right, and you pay for your parking, and there's going to be shuttle buses and things like that. And it just happens that, it was just a coincidence, that's on the same day as the new pumpkin festival in where, Laconia or wherever
Laconia.
it is.
We don't even care about Laconia.
Where's Laconia?
Yeah, exactly. Been to downtown Laconia? I mean, have you been downtown Laconia in the last
On a
couple of years?
motorcycle.
There's nothing there. It's an abandoned downtown.
Right.
It's empty. There's no reason to go to Laconia for anything, unless maybe bike week. You have a bike, you want to go for bike week? Okay, you go for bike
Oh.
week. Been there, done that, huh?
Oh, yeah.
That's
Unless
probably
it's a Harley.
That's probably a story for another day, huh?
Yeah, we won't talk about that story.
Any photos?
Oh, yes.
Oh!
Photos, yes. We're still looking for sponsors. Please like us on Facebook. What's trending? You can find us on
Are we down to
YouTube.
less than a minute?
Yeah, I'm paying attention. He's not.
Wow.
I'm looking at Mayor Blood in there, and he's telling me, let's go.
He's
not just giving a peace sign because he's cool.
He does that at council meetings all the time too. Because walking in, we got all the officials there, the mayor, the city attorney, and Rick comes storming in. He goes, 1 minute, everybody be quiet. You got 1 minute to go. So he's been in charge for a long time.
Yeah.
He just tells us what to do and
So
shut up.
He's rambling. This is a wrap on this show. We need sponsors. Help us out if you can. Like us on Facebook and what else? YouTube. What's trending? With Deb Hamel and Randy Filiault.
I'm Randy. You're Deb.
Get out there and vote.
Hey everybody, get out and vote. We'll see you in another week. And whatever she said, don't worry about it.
Bye-bye and bye bonds.